Here we go, here we go. Let's have some fun. Here's US21. Yes, okay, here's a little preview of it. We're going to be talking about the baby boom, a place called Levittown. All right, the Interstate Highway Act, TVs, we'll see how its impact does, the Kennedy-Nixon debates, the Civil Rights Movement, personal computers, and Sputnik, and we'll be talking about Russia just a little bit. All right, we'll have a good time looking at the economic and technological impact after the World War II, during the time of the Cold War. All right, let's get this thing started. Let's go fast, get it done. So, it's US21. How did the economy, let's capitalize that, the economy grow after World War II? And what was its impact on us? That's right. Us, meaning the USA. That's right. So this standard will measure your understanding of America's, let me get this bigger. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. It looks too small to me. All right, the standard will measure understanding of America's economic growth from the end of World War II through, we're going to be going through about 1970. And that growth's impact on our nation. This period led directly to or into present day events. This stuff's all important. This will be applied to your lives. So your knowledge of it is critical to understanding how recent American history influences us now. All right, very good. Here we go. Let's get into the big stuff of this. Our first one is economic growth. Again, after World War II, soldiers returned home to America and settled back into their lives that they had left behind. Okay? One effect of this was a huge growth in population. You know how it is. The boys leave and they're gone for a long time. They come back and oh my gosh, there's babies everywhere. This is called the baby boom. That's right, the baby boom. All right, so this will happen from the mid-1940s. All right, so the mid-1940s, because the World War II will end in 45, so the soldiers are coming home in 45, to the mid-1940s, this baby boom, all the way to about the mid-1970s, yeah. So it's going to happen for a long time. All right, the birth rate quickly increased, reaching its high point in 1957. That's right, 1957. A year when over, guess how many babies were born? Think there's 1 million? 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 100 million. All right, there's only 4 million babies were born in that 1 year inside of the United States. The generation referred to as baby boomers, some of them you would be related to, these baby boomers, is the largest generation in American history. So if you were born in those years, history, around 45 to 57 or so, you would be a baby boomer. That's right. Okay, another effect of the soldiers' return was a housing shortage. This would have been a great time to be a builder because there's just not enough houses for everybody to live in. The veterans' new and growing families needed homes to live in. In response, housing developers such as William, his name is William, you know this name, William Levitt, all right, created methods of building houses faster and cheaper and more efficiently. All right, these methods led to the creation of the first suburbs communities outside of a city, and mostly made up of single-family houses. All right, for people whose family members worked in the city. The first example of this is outside of cities, suburb, all right, was on New York's Long Island, where William Levitt's, and they'll name it after him, the name of this suburb is called Levittown. Levittown, 2 T's. All right, was the first master planned community in America. All right, Levittown is still there today. We should maybe go find some pictures of it. It would be cool to see. Because of the suburbs, now we're outside the city, outside of large cities, there was little public transportation available for the suburban residents. So this is going to impact another thing. They needed roads. And increased car ownership meant more roads. All right, so let me back that up. I know you can't erase, but try your best. They needed more cars, is what I meant to put here. And increased car ownership meant more roads were needed. So Congress is going to pass, check this out. This is going to be huge. It's going to pass the Interstate Highway Act. The Interstate Highway Act. They call it Eisenhower's Interstate Highway Act. The president is President Eisenhower at the time. Authorizing the construction of a national network of highways to connect every major city in America. In all, guess how many miles of road were built? I don't think we could do it today because of all the regulations. 41,000 miles of new expressways or freeways, interstates, you name it, were built. It was a record-sized public works project. I think Eisenhower did good building the Interstate Highway Act. Very good. All right, here we go. Television is going to get more and more important in our lives, and let's see what happens to us because of television. The first regular television broadcast began in 1949. TV is actually, everybody can get it. Providing, check this out, this is how much TV they had. 49, 2 hours a week of news and entertainment to a very small area on this is where the industrial businesses are, or the big industries on the East Coast. Okay, now the year would be about 1956. All right, watch this. This is going to be a huge boom of television. 500 stations were broadcasting all over America. All right, bringing news and entertainment into the living rooms of most Americans. That's amazing. All right, so now let's see an impact of in our politics. Watch this. The year is 1960. You should know who's going to be president, who's going to win this, but watch this. In 1960, national election campaigns, all right, we have the Kennedy-Nixon presidential debates. All right, so you're going to have Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy debating each other on TV. We're the first ones ever shown on TV. Check it out. All right, 70 million people tuned in, although Nixon was more knowledgeable, all right, about foreign policies and other topics. He's more knowledgeable. Kennedy, they're on TV now, it's important, looked and spoke more forcefully because he had been coached by television producers. He just looked really good on TV, even though Richard Nixon should have been better. He's more knowledgeable about everything. Kennedy's performance in the debate helped him win the presidency. The Kennedy-Nixon debates changed the shape of American politics. TV newscasters also changed the shape of American cultures. Americans who might never have attended a civil rights demonstration, all right, check this out. They saw and they heard the civil rights demonstrations on their very own TVs. It's in their house. It's in their bedroom. It's in their living room. In the 1960s, all right? In 1960, what year do I want to look at right here? The year 1963, all right, TV reporters showed helmeted police officers from Birmingham, Alabama, spraying black children with high-pressure fire hoses, setting police dogs to attack the children, and then clubbing them, beating them with clubs. The children who had been, all right, walking in a protest march. That's what they were doing. I'll show you those pictures back on my slide here in a minute. You just saw them a second ago, actually. TV news coverage of the civil rights movement helped many Americans turn their sympathies toward ending racial segregation and persuaded Kennedy that new laws were the only way to end the racial violence and give African Americans the civil rights they were demanding and they deserve. Very good. All right, technological wonders, some things that will be invented. In addition to the television, other post-war advances in technology brought Americans closer together than ever before. Telephone lines covered the country, allowing people to stay in contact regardless of their distance. So telephone lines are awesome. By the 1970s, early versions of today's PC, or the personal computers, all right, the internet and cellular phones gave a few Americans a glimpse of the technology that someday would connect everyone to each other regardless of where they were and would become as common as typewriters and as public phones booths in the how do I want to end this? So phone booths were really popular in the 1970s. I used them in the 80s and the 90s, yes, too. Very good. All right, our last topic is going to be technology in our military. Check it out. All right, so the year is 1957. The Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite. That's right, artificial satellite. Its name is, you got to know what it is, Sputnik. Sputnik, all right, which is about the size of a basketball. It's flying around in space, a feat that caused many Americans to believe the United States, this is what people started saying, this was in our newspapers, the United States had fallen behind. Oh my gosh, we're falling behind the Soviet Union in terms of understanding science and the uses of technology. The success of the Soviet satellite launched led to increased government spending on education, especially in two subjects, mathematics and science, and on a national military defense programs. Additionally, Sputnik the First, which is the name of it, increased our Cold War tensions by heightening U.S. fears that the Soviet Union might use rockets to launch nuclear weapons against the United States and its allied nations. Very good. Sputnik. That is almost about it. Check this out again. I want you to see everything one more time. See what we just did. So we went to the baby boom. Let's just maximize this. Have a good time here. All right. So what was the population explosion after the World War II and Korean War? The baby boom. 4 million babies were born in 57. What were the suburbs? You're looking at Levittown right here. How many babies were born in 57? Yes, I just said it. 4 million. President Eisenhower expanded our road with what act? And here it is. Look at it. Interstate Highway Act. All right. How many miles did he build? Look at all these interstates. 41,000 miles. What modern inventions helped inform Americans about current events? The TV. Check it out. That's actually kind of getting old today. I know some of y'all, or some of us, still have that. Look at that thing, though. Look at the old TV. It's a radio and TV in one. Woo, that's a really good deal. All right. What were the first presidential debates on TV? Here is Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy. That's right. The Kennedy-Nixon debates. And the movement that helped us show the mistreatment during the Civil Rights Movement. Look at this dog, this German Shepherd, grabbing this young guy who actually skipped school that day. Look what happened to him. And look at him being fired up by these fire hoses. No pun intended. All right, and what is a PC? A personal computer. People started getting these in the 70s. And here's that satellite that increased our fear. Oh gosh, we've fallen behind. Its name is Sputnik. And what country built Sputnik? And you see its flag right here with the hammer and the sickle. It is Russia. Very good. All done, folks. We will see y'all on the flip side.